Ross, to say it was a difficult day today is perhaps the understatement of the century. Give us your thoughts on that one.
Deflating, disappointing. Yeah, difficult day to take, really. I thought we looked extremely leggy, tired. Definitely not like the last four games we've seen. So we need to look at that. We need to look at what we've done with the players, because I think that sort of performance is so far away from where we've been. We need to look at it because we can't come off the back of those sort of performances against some top teams like Chester's and Scunnies, and Kings Lynn away was hard. Forest Greens, Woking, and then sort of performed like that. So we need to look at it as staff and look at what we've done. But yeah, obviously the red card doesn't help, and conceding 3 goals in probably 8 minutes in the first half don't help. So yeah, we looked really off it. Legs, we looked slow. We looked half a yard off it, and I thought they were very bright. Give credit to them; they looked on the front foot, sharp, positive, really bright in their play. So give them credit, but I thought we was really off it today.
Yeah, I think an eloquent way to say it would be that I don't think anyone really turned up from our team today, and they did. I mean, you just alluded to that, but what went wrong? You say about the fitness, but what really went wrong today?
Um, a lot of things. A lot of things. I'd probably say we did look tired. We looked tired. I think that's a big factor. We looked half a yard off it. We were making errors that we don't normally make. We haven't had too much contact time on the pitch for the players this week, so we need to look at that. But we're trying to churn out performances back to back, and we've done well the last few games. Today was probably a game too far. But again, we need to look at what we've done off the pitch. We need to look at what we have given the players information-wise. But there's a common theme today, and everyone looked absolutely shattered. So, yeah, players do have that. Sometimes that happens, but we had far too many who did look shattered today. So we need to look at it.
Yeah, you mentioned that it was a busy week, wasn't it? I mean, coming off the match against Woking and the emotional roller coaster of the penalty shootout, where the players will be just mentally knackered for that. Went into Tuesday, which was another game to play against the University of Oxford in Town v Gown. Busy week. You mentioned not too much time on the training ground. It's I'm not using this as an excuse by any means, but it's bound to take it out of the boys, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%. We were putting a massive shift against Woking, a real big shift. Then we play another game Tuesday night, Town and Gown. We try and rest some bodies. A few boys did get rested. And then we have an event Thursday, Friday, a little bit of work on the pitch, but probably not as much as we'd like. But I think messages aside, I think everyone's bodies looked slightly off it today. Mentally, it wasn't a desire thing. We turn up to win games of football, and we have done the last 4 or 5 games. And I don't think there's a lack of desire. I think there was just a lack of energy, brightness, and we lacked a yard. So we really need to look at it. Maybe the recovery, maybe what we're doing between sessions. So yeah, real off day. One that's going to hurt, obviously. Coming off the back of really good performances, trying to be consistent. I thought we were really consistent leading up to this game. We were positive in our approach, but they turned up and they were just more front-footed, more energetic, running harder, recovering quicker, sprinting faster. So we could go through all the metrics, but I thought they came on top today.
There's no point in really lingering on this game. To be fair, it's done. It has to be that, doesn't it? Let's draw a line in the sand. Let's carry on. You've mentioned it in other interviews about the need to stick together and togetherness. How important is that now? Because when you look at it in black and white, it's one bad game in 5.
Yeah, I mean, it's one bad game in 5. But if you look at the results, obviously we should be getting more results over those 5 games, most definitely. But we haven't. That's the nature of football. So we need to sort of rest and recover. We're going to have a good debrief Tuesday on the pitch, off the pitch, as staff, as players, as a group, because that was so far away from the Woking game that we really need to think about why. We need to address it, not brush it under the carpet. But I don't think there was 2 or 3 having off days. I thought there was 5, 6, 7 having off days. So it was a collective off day. And I probably could have made 10 changes if we were allowed 10 changes. So we needed to freshen things up. Obviously, the red card doesn't help. But yeah, they're a good team. They are a good team. Give them respect. Give them credit. They're bright. They're energetic. They look to play. We knew that as well. We had a good test at their place, and I thought we were really hard done by with a goal disallowed at their place. So we knew what they're about. They've came here today and we've sort of seen what we were expecting. Similar to probably what Woking was saying about us in their interview, that they knew what we were going to do and they couldn't stop it. We knew what they were going to do, but we were so far behind in terms of energy and second balls, first contacts, landing on things. When you've got one or two, you can change it. I think we had probably 6 or 7 today who were off it. So, and obviously Freddie coming off in minutes is a bit of a blow, but yeah, we had to change things up and it didn't really work. So yeah, we need to debrief, look at it on the pitch, off the pitch, players, fatigue levels, and we've got a nice week to prep for the next game now.
Yeah, how is Freddie? You mentioned him there. Seen him walking around the stadium. Too early to say?
I think so. He's honest. He's been absolutely brilliant. A real sort of warrior, and he's been a real sort of reason of why I've been playing well. So when he comes off, I know it's an issue there. Hopefully not too long. Hopefully it's sort of a one he pulls up with. He's aware of it and comes off to not make it any worse. But yeah, I thought Freddie's been absolutely different class, and it is a blow. We had to change things up, and the dynamic dropped a little bit. I think a lot of their goals came down our left side, so we have to address that. But yeah, listen, give Buxton credit. I thought they were a better team today. I thought they looked energetic. They looked on it. They looked like they had enthusiasm, and they had probably 2-3 yards on us. So yeah, it is what it is. It's not a performance that we want to dwell on too much, but we have to look at it because we can only get better when we analyse it and pick it apart. But common theme today, I thought we looked really off it all as a collective.
Final question from me. Going on to next week, it's another busy week. We're in the Senior Cup on Tuesday before we travel to Alfreton. And Alfreton, as we know from the game back here, if we're not, if we're like that today in terms of tiredness or even performance-wise, we will get beaten, won't we? So we have to make sure that this week is prepared for correctly. Tuesday, with in mind, the Senior Cup. Are you going to give the lads a rest? Are you going to change it around? Are you going to give the lads minutes? What are you thinking right now?
The boys have had a lot of games recently. Maybe this game was the one that caught up. We've had a little debrief in there. We'll have another one later and maybe tomorrow on sort of the minutes, the amount of load to each player. So yeah, we've got to look at that. Tuesday is another day, whether the boys train or do a bit of work. We'll do something that's definitely in prep for Alfreton because listen, they're a good team. We had a battle here, and that was a real proper battle. I thought we should have got something out of it, conceded a poor goal right at the end. So we know what they're about. We need to go up there in good spirits, but we need to take real positives from the last games. I think this game, you could look at it tactically. You could change the shape 4 or 5 times. You could change personnel 4 or 5 times. I think common theme is we weren't at it today. We looked leggy. We looked disjointed. We allowed people to run off us. That is very unlike us. And I think it's one of the first goals that a team has played through us and scored. So, yeah, that one hurt because we've been absolutely brilliant, being really narrow and compact and not allowing the team to play for us. So, hard one to take, but we move on now.
Ross, thanks very much for your time.
Cheers.